Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 49er fans of all ages. The 49ers have traded Trey Lance. Breaking news, the 49ers have traded Trey Lance to the Dallas Cowboys for a fourth round pick in the 2024 draft. I'm not lying. Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport broke the news just literally a few minutes ago. Unbelievable. The 49ers took him 3 years ago with the number 3 pick. They traded several first round picks. They traded a third round pick. They traded a lot of draft capital for him. They named him QB3 behind Sam Darnold, and now they trade him on the final preseason game. You know I'm wearing Trey Lance jersey, by the way, today to the game. Unbelievable. This is unreal. I love Brock Purdy, and I think they found a gem, but this is crazy. They gave up on the kid. That's it. Bottom line, they gave up on the kid, man. They trade him to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys get Micah Parsons and Trey Lance in the same draft class. The 49ers got nothing in that first round. They got nothing in that first round, nothing in the first round the year after that, and nothing in the first round the year after that. They went 3 years without a first round pick. Unbelievable, man. I cannot believe what just happened. The 49ers, they threw away the quarterback they thought was going to be the franchise. He was a raw prospect, and he needed time. And now Dallas, if anything happens to Dak Prescott, you know Jerry Jones is going to let this kid cook. And Trey Lance with CeeDee Lamb and that team, Dallas Cowboys might have just finessed us. Fourth round pick? Wow. What a day, man. A fourth round pick for a guy that you traded from the 12 to the 3 spot, 2 first round picks and a third round pick. You get a fourth round pick back for him, man. I mean, I guess at this point it's sunk cost. You get what you can out of him, but holy smokes, I am shook beyond belief. I was literally about to get onto the VT. I got out the shower, threw on the jersey. I opened my phone, and I see this breaking news. 49ers have traded Trey Lance to the Dallas Cowboys for a fourth-round pick. The 49ers have 11 picks in the 2024 draft. That is what they're doing. They're stockpiling their picks, but it doesn't matter, man. You wasted 3 years of first-round picks. That is crazy to me. 49ers got to win the Super Bowl, man. Whew. Wow. I mean, at this point, you gotta take some responsibility for that draft pick. I mean, at this point, you messed up. That was a huge mistake. And all week they were trying to throw it under the fire. Remember the other night, it was kind of telling when John Lynch came out and he says, it's weird that all this news came out to the media. I don't know who leaked it. Everybody was leaking all this news, and he was a little irritated on his KMBR interview. And then today, boom. I'm shook that this just happened. I really can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. Dallas Cowboys Niners, that game's going to be insane when they play. If Trey Lance is playing at that point, it's going to be wild. Unbelievable, man. Whoo! Gonzo says Lynch and Shanahan on the hot seat. I mean, they got to bring it down. I mean, again, I love Brock. They're rolling with Sam Darnold. They took a big gamble. You basically said the pick we took, we made a mistake. Now we're rolling in on Brock and Sam Darnold. And Brandon Allen is your QB3. Brandon Allen's QB3. Wow. Alex says Lance is not even going to play. You never know, man. At this point, you never know with Dak Prescott. He's been through some injuries. He's had some ups and downs. You never know, man. The NFL, it's a crazy sport. It's a crazy game. If Dak goes down, man, I'm telling you, if Trey gets a chance in there, they're going to let him succeed. They're going to let him play. They're going to let him develop at this point. This is a fresh start for Trey. So let's talk about Trey, though, real quick. And shout out to Trey Lance, man. He gets a fresh start on a new team. This is what he needed. We talked about this all week. If I'm Trey Lance, I go into that office and I say, Kyle, trade me now. Trade me now. I'm sure he did that. I'm sure he was pissed. His agent said, hey, let's get a trade. And this right here is a phenomenal fresh start for Trey Lance. Whether we like the Cowboys or not, we hate the Cowboys, right? They're a rival team, NFC rival. This is a beautiful start, fresh start, clean slate for Trey. He gets to go to a team. Right now he's going to be backup, obviously. He gets to go prove himself. He gets to go win another team. This team gets to go see what this young man's all about and get a whole new start. He needed that. He needed that, man. He definitely needed a fresh start. Dallas has a great O-line. They have a great running game. They have good receivers. This is a good spot for Trey Lance, man. I wish him nothing but success, man. And first round picks for the 49ers have been abysmal over the last couple of years since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch took over. Their success has come in those late rounds, so it makes sense they get a late round pick. They're great in the late rounds because Adam Peters is a monster drafter. But you got a guy in John Lynch who's missed in the first round, other than Bosa. Still hasn't been signed to an extension, by the way. Hasn't been signed to an extension, by the way. They didn't miss on Bosa. You can't miss with Bosa. That was an amazing pick, right? Love it. And Brandon Ayuk. They almost didn't get him. Javon Kinlaw, Mike McGlinchey, Solomon Thomas, Reuben Foster, and Trey Lance now. They've missed on a lot of picks in the first round. That's crazy. They got 11 picks next year. We got a lot of players that are probably going to leave. But at some point, man, you got to win a roster or a Super Bowl with this talented roster. You have a win now roster. The door will not be open forever. Unbelievable, man. I'm pulling for Trey, though. Joseph says he'll still be behind Cooper Rush. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know how it's going to pan out there. Whew. Oh, that's crazy. I'm just shocked. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised that they were going to, they said they were going to trade him, but it's just when you see the news, it's like, wow. And it just makes you realize a couple years back, they had all this anticipation. They tried to go up for this number 3 pick in the draft. They get the quarterback, and it just didn't pan out. It's just crazy how this whole situation has played out. But they've made it to NFC championships. They made it to Super Bowl, over these last couple of years. So the team is still great despite their mistakes because they draft so good in the late round picks. It's so surprising. Whew, we got a game to play. Definitely don't need all this distraction. That's wild, man. Whew. To the Cowgirls, to the Cowboys, of all teams, the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. How we feeling? Robert says Trey fans need to go to B rated. It's not even like saying Trey. He was a Niner player, so it's weird because if you support Trey, you're a Niner fan. He's on the team. You support the player. Like, I get it. A lot of people didn't like him for whatever reason, but I mean, he was on the team. I supported him. I support whoever's on the team. Now we got to rep and support Sam Darnold and Brandon Allen. But just because you don't like a player or if you don't feel cool with the move, it's okay to throw your opinion on it. It is what it is. But I feel bad for how Trey, his time with the Niners came through. It's been wild, but at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch pulled the Band-Aid off. At least they were man enough to pull the Band-Aid off now instead of waiting and waiting and waiting, because that's something they didn't do in the past. They didn't. They waited and waited and waited with Jimmy, and that situation just got wilder and weirder and more awkward. This situation, it was getting to that point, and I feel like they said, screw it, we got to pull the Band-Aid off. And they did it, and they went all out. They just pulled the Band-Aid out, get the wound out. It's going to suck, and they did. This week was wild. They told Trey, it started with, we don't know who's going to be QB2. The next day, we told Trey that he's QB3, or Sam Darnold's QB2. He got the day off. He's coming back, and then boom, traded him. What a wild week for the 49ers quarterback situation. Whew. Unbelievable, man. That's wild. It's unbelievable, man. 4th round pick. What do you guys think? 4th round pick. Trey, the truth is I'm not getting rid of my Trey Lance jersey. I still support my boy. I mean, I love the guy. I hope nothing but success for him. I hope he does well. I'm shook, man. I'm shook. T Money says behind Dak, he should be throwing picks in no time. Kobe says he's stunned right now. Alex says I think a 4th rounder is good. I mean, at this point, I guess that's the value. That's the value you're gonna get. Right? I ain't gonna get rid of my jersey either. I never get rid of the jerseys, Raul. We wear the jersey today. Oh man. Tony says I saw this coming, but not today. Yeah, I've had a feeling it was gonna happen, but man, today was wild. Cheesecake says I think that was the highest draft pick that they were offered. I think so too. I don't think that we would have got anything more than a 4th. I remember last night we talked. We said, what do I think the value is? I said 3rd to a 4th round. Nothing better than that. And I think that's what it was. It was a 4th round pick. I don't think anybody else offered more. I think the 49ers looked around, they shopped, and Dallas says this is the best we can give you, and I think that's what they took. So, wow. We basically traded 3 first round picks for a 4th round pick. and a third-round pick we traded. We did a pick swap. We did a pick swap, 12-3, 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick. You get a fourth-round pick. Wow. Wow. Man. Wild day. Wild day. Unbelievable. I am shook, man. Big time says Shanahan has tied his reputation to Brock. And what is that question? What does it say? He tied his reputation to Brock. Yeah, absolutely he has. This is it. Brock has to go all in. But the thing is, the thing about Brock now, he's got to go in. If Brock fails, I can see Shanahan going to get Kirk Cousins next year. Absolutely. King Gio, this is a great point. Dallas picked up his contract, so we get more money for Bosa. I think that's definitely a good point here. They needed a little bit more money. I've heard that Nick Bosa's a guy that wants a lot of money, and he's not budgeted from it. So maybe they needed a little bit more wiggle room. Trey Lance gives you a little bit more, a couple $1 million. Maybe that couple $1 million is what gets Bosa home. So maybe that's the case. Alan says, as a Cowboys fan, he appreciates the trade. LOL. You're welcome, my boy. Unbelievable that Trey Lance has played 8 games as a 49er. It's literally 8 games. Wow. Enrique says, open space for the Bosa contract. Absolutely think that's the case. Whew. Man. Wild times. A Goated says, did people really expect any value for Trey? I mean, the way they went through it, I feel like they didn't manage it too well. I thought they'd play him tonight. I thought they were going to play him tonight and improve the value. They were maybe hoping. I thought they were going to play him tonight, and if he had a good game, they said, screw it. We'll try to, hopefully he balls out. But at the same time, if he would have came out today and shit the bed and had a bad game, the value goes down. So maybe Kyle and John were like, ooh, if he has a bad game because he's mentally not in the right place, we're not going to get what we want. So I think the 4th round was the best value that they could get. So in the end of the day, I think this was the move that they needed to make today. If he would have went out today and shit the bed, you don't get a 4th round pick. And I think Kyle and Trey knew that, or Kyle and John knew that. So if you really look at the grand scheme of things, this was probably their best offer, and they had to do what they had to do. It's just insane how this whole situation panned out. What a monumental week. I'm more shocked that we traded him like this than the day that they traded up to get that number 3 pick. Like it's shocking. That day was crazy. Today is even crazier to me. Unbelievable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm shook. I got to go to the game. I need to go to the game. I still need to go to the game. And Jake Moody was injured in practice this week. What a day. What a day today was. What a day today was. We will be back. I got to get to the game. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to begin. We'll be back later. We got so much to talk about tonight. We have so much to talk about just all day, this whole weekend. What a day. Unbelievable, man. Whoo, what a day, man. Craziest off-season of all time, says Julius. It's right up there. Do I have a Trey jersey on? Yes, I do, Goated. Bro, I literally put on my Trey jersey. This was my mindset today. I was like, all right, I get home from work. I took a shower. I threw the Trey jersey. I literally put the Trey jersey on. My phone starts buzzing like a fucking bee. And I'm like, what's going on? Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, what did I just read? And then I tweeted out, everybody's freaking out. And I'm like, I just put on the Trey jersey. What a day, man. Niners got nothing. No, Red Eye, they got a 4th round pick. I'll see you guys later. I can't even believe it. I got to get to the game. You guys have a good rest of your day. Wow. I love y'all. I'll be back later. Just have a good day. I don't know what else to say. I'll go live at the stadium. Oh, definitely. We coming live later. I got to get to this game.